Hi everyone, welcome to week 8 of our 2017 Home Organizing Challenge. Join me here every week and I'll give you a simple task to focus on throughout the week and you'll baby step your way to a more organized home. This week we're continuing our series on paper organization. Last week we set up a mail inbox so when you walk through the door at the end of a busy day, instead of throwing all that mail down on every flat surface of your home, you've got one dedicated spot. So if you haven't caught that one up yet, go ahead and watch last week's video and then you can get caught up with us. But we're moving it forward and now it's time to take a look at all the mail that's in there and what to do with it. When it's time to process your mail, I want you to get into the mindset of what's the next action step that you need to take with that mail. So inside your mail, there's bills, so things that need to be paid. There might be things that you need to review. There might be things that maybe a spouse needs to review or a family member needs to review. There might be things that, let's say, you need to give to somebody else, so it actually needs to be passed on and not kept in your house. So there's lots of different things that could be happening with your mail. And this is going to vary family by family by family. So that, I might be talking about specific action steps or categories here, but yours might be a little bit different, and that's okay. So just think about all the different things that are passing through your home, and you want to set up a category for that. Now I'm going to show you two options today for what I call a mail sorting station. That's step 2 when processing your mail. So step 1 was setting up this inbox. Step 2 is going to be sorting the mail. And when you sort the mail, I want you to think in terms of, like I said, categories. So as you can see here, this is a vertical sorter. So this actually hangs on the wall. It doesn't take up any counter space. We're using that vertical space that a lot of times goes, unused in a home. And what we've done is just label the side with different categories. So these are for coupons. So any paper coupons that we get in our mail, they go in here. We don't get a whole lot, but every now and then we'll clip some and we put them in here. To file. This is something that, let's say I've opened the mail, I've already taken the action on it, I picked up the phone, I did everything I needed to do, it's ready to go in our filing cabinet, so I would put it in this folder. To review. This is something that either myself or my spouse needs to review, so if I need my husband to look at it, I just put it in that folder. We have a dedicated time throughout the week that we go through that folder. Okay? And the last one down here is bills. So we pay our bills once a month, and this works for us. If you pay your bills throughout the month or if you pay your bills when they're due, you would need a different system than just this. So there's lots of different options for you, but just make sure that you have one dedicated spot for where those bills are going. So what I do, as I open the mail, I open this and I see, oh, this is a bill that needs to get paid, and I just drop it right in this bottom folder. Same with this. These need to be reviewed. I drop them right in that. And so I go through the whole basket and I just put them in here. So I'm not necessarily taking the action at this moment, but I'm taking all of the papers and instead of being in a big pile, I'm putting them into easy to manage chunks. So on Friday, when it's time for me to review all of my paperwork that's in my review folder, I have it all here. I can set up, 15, 20 minutes of time that I can sit there and flip through all of this and do all the reviews at one time. So this is a really productive way to process your mail. You're not going back and forth and doing a lot of different things at different times. It's going to really, help you to sit down and have that focus. Okay, so this is our review. So that's one option. Again, this is going to be hung on a wall, some vertical space. And if you live in an apartment and you can't put holes in the wall, don't worry. This is actually Velcroed to the wall. I like to use Velcro in our home a lot because it makes things portable. So I can carry this with me if I want to go to another room and process the mail. I can take it right off the wall and put it right back up. So don't think that you can't use something that is vertical because you can't put holes in your wall. Velcro works just great. All right, so that's one option. The second option, if you prefer to have a tabletop organizer, would be right here. This is your desktop sorter. So it goes on a desktop or a countertop or some flat surface, a table, wherever you have room for it. And it's the same idea. So you have a slot, right, a horizontal surface for each category. So what I would probably do if I were using this as a mail sorter, I would probably put a little label right here. And I might also, because you're going to need probably more than 2, you could get a second unit to put right on top of this. And then each unit would have its category. Okay, but it works the same exact way. You just slide the papers in. You could put them in a folder or you could just slide the individual papers. Whatever works best for you. I will say I prefer a wall hanging unit over a desktop unit because what I have found is that papers tend to get lost. Especially, I mean, on the top, it's not that bad. But in these pockets, you could put all of these papers and sometimes you might lose them. So I do personally prefer to use a wall hanging unit. All right, so there's 2 separate options. So what I want you to do this week is to start processing all the mail that you've been putting into that basket. Hopefully you've gotten into the habit of putting your mail here. If not, that's okay. You've only had a week to start using this. It takes 21 days for a new habit to, to be made into a habit. So what you want to do is give yourself more time, okay? Be gentle with yourself, and if you still find yourself piling things up, that's okay. Just keep working on putting the papers in here and your piles will go away. All right, we're going to keep focusing on paper next week, but this week, go ahead and start sorting out all of that mail. Have a great week. I hope it's productive. And if you have any questions or comments or you get stuck on anything, just let me know. Bye-bye.